Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have started today at Hoedspruit Endangered Species Trust here. What an exciting morning it is. We have some little baby cheetah that were born today. So we've decided to start off the show here over in Hoedspruit, South Africa. What an exciting day to see this female cheetah with some little babies with her. My name is Kerry Dupree, and I will be your naturalist presenter for the day. On our director team, we've got Chulu, and on tech, we have Marcel. Just a reminder that this is a live and interactive experience. You can watch us on our app, or if you're watching on the website, you could register to ask your questions. Let us know if there's any locations you'd like to join or us to head over to today. If you want to join in the chitter-chatter, don't forget to head over to X, use the hashtag @WildEarth, or you can also send through those questions on WhatsApp and use the QR code on the screen. What an exciting day to have these little cheetah cubs. They can see they're suckling at the moment, so very awesome to see this female cheetah. Shame, poor mother, she's probably quite exhausted after giving birth to these little ones. So cheetah cubs are usually born in litters of 3 up to 5 individuals. I'm currently seeing there's at least 2, maybe 3 here, little cheetah cubs. How cool is this? Awesome way to start the show today. So yeah, after about 10 days, these little cheetah cubs will normally open their eyes. And unfortunately, these little cheetah cubs do have quite a high mortality rate because of other predators in the area like lions, hyenas, and in some areas even eagles if these little cubs are left unattended. These little cheetah cubs will normally in the wild stay with their mother for about 18 to 24 months before they have the ability to hunt and stalk their prey for themselves. How cool. Just hoping to see a little bit more of these cheetah. Don't have a great view here, but I'm sure in a few moments we might get a better view of these little cheetah cubs. How cool. Have some questions coming through here. Dark Main Lover, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Penelope Kenyon, such great news, very exciting. So we were trying to get this feed up and running before the show started today. So very grateful to our very hard-working tech team and directors for being able to show us this incredible sighting this afternoon. These tiny little cheetah cubs that were just born earlier today. Mercedes Bean, welcome, and happy Wednesday. What a lovely way to start the day. So we're having a look at the gestation period. So gestation period for these incredible predators is about 90 to 95 days. So that's about 3 months old. 3 months gestation period. So with your predators, their gestation period tends to be a lot shorter than that of the prey species, because predators have a larger succession in numbers. They need to reproduce quite quickly, and just like with this female cheetah, the longer that she is pregnant, the more that hinders her ability to hunt, because it adds extra weight to her body. So she needs to be able to become pregnant and have her baby as quickly as possible so that she's still able to hunt, feed herself, and then feed her little ones. So Jive Bunny said apparently 2 little cheetah were born at 5 a.m. this morning, and another one a few hours later. So we've got 3 little cubs here. Thank you for updating us, Jive Bunny. So apparently there are 3 cubs. 2 were born at 5 a.m. and a few hours later another little cub was born. So thank you for your dedication in watching this camera, Jive Bunny. Very, very exciting. So the location that this cheetah is currently at is the Hoedspruit Endangered Species Center, which is located in Limpopo, South Africa. It is one of the leading conservation facilities which is dedicated to the preservation of rare and vulnerable as well as endangered animal species. So this Endangered Species Center was established in 1990 and has expanded and included quite a few different species within this area, so cheetahs as well as rhinos. So it is very renowned for their efforts in breeding and maintaining these endangered species. How epic. I don't know if any of our viewers today have ever actually visited this center. I haven't visited this location, this Hoedspruit Endangered Species Center. Definitely will be on my list next time I go to Hoedspruit area. But if any of our viewers have visited this location, please feel free to send through your comments. I'd love to hear what other species you have seen at this Hoedspruit Endangered Species Center. Joanne Mello, yes, this is so precious to see cheetah. So I was chatting to Chulu just before the show, and he told me that there were 2 baby cheetah born, or 3 baby cheetah. I didn't know if it was from a Makala. I know obviously in Mabula there's only 2 males at the moment, so I was very excited to know where are these little baby cheetah. Oh, look, there's a little head popping. It's, I can hopefully try and see that little baby cheetah head. Oh, look at this little thing, it's so fluffy. How cool is this? Dark mane lover, this is very exciting to see this mama cheetah. Shame she's been through quite an ordeal. Don't blame her for being a bit tired, needing a bit of rest, while she allows her little baby cheetah cubs to suckle from her. Just trying to see if we can get hopefully just now these little baby cheetah cubs will be finished suckling. Maybe we'll get a better view of them. They must look quite fluffy, and I'm sure they are, yeah, looking very adorable right now. Not like much, maybe just these little balls of fluff. So we have a question from Dark Mane Lovers asking, how come this cheetah female is out in the open and not in a den site? So cheetah mothers generally do create dens in concealed areas. It might not be a formal den of being a hole in the ground or a burrow. Sometimes they just hide their little ones in the tall, thick grass, or in a bit of a rocky outcrop area, or as long as there's enough vegetation to hide and conceal them. Obviously this female cheetah must feel safe in this probably enclosure that it's in, or area that it's in. She doesn't feel the need to be too much concealed, but you can see there's a few trees around her, and if she's lying in the shade she'll be very well camouflaged. So cheetah dens are not permanent. The mother will often move her cubs from one area to then another every few days, and this is to help reduce the chances of predators actually locating them. So yeah, very important for these cheetah to be able to move their cubs, and it's very cool. They'll grab their little cubs in their mouth. Oh, check out this little one. Here we got a little cheetah cub. Isn't that just adorable? It almost looks as fluffy as her tail. So unlike big cats like leopards, cheetah will not always use, as we mentioned, not always use burrows under the ground. So yeah, they'll just, she's not really in too much of a concealed area, so she must feel very safe, very secure in this area. Yeah, and even if she's in a shady spot, nice thick grass, she'll be more than well concealed. What an epic way to start the show today. Very exciting. So Penelope Kenyon says that she has been to the Cheetah Outreach Program near Cape Town. So I don't know too much about that Cheetah Outreach Program, Penelope. Yeah, I'd love to know how many cheetah they've got there. Just have a... What a beautiful sighting. Hello, girl. Maybe while she's moving we'll get a bit of visual. Some of these little cubs. These little baby cheetah are very quick learners. By the time they're already a few months old, these cubs can already mimic their mother's hunting behaviors. They start learning, watching and learning from their mother and how to participate in hunting. They already start stalking and playing with one another. So playing with any baby creatures is always very important. It helps to develop their social bonding skills, cognitive skills, as well as moving around. Oh, you can see tiny little nails here. Have a look. So there's a little foot. You can see little feet. Little paws, little cheetah paws. Isn't that just adorable? So yeah, with all predators, playing and interacting with one another is so important in their development. It also helps them to be able to develop their cunning sense of speed. This cheetah, one of the fastest predators in Africa. So these little cheetah, if you have a look, you can't actually see too many spots. So these baby cheetah or cheetah cubs are born in almost a silvery grey color, with long fluffy hair, especially on the back of their necks, and this helps the mother to be able to pick them up easy, to move them around. And also this color helps them to blend into the grass better. So they almost mimic the same coloration of almost like a honey badger. It helps them to blend in, camouflage themselves into the ground. Got a comment here from Bundu. Thank you for this info, Bundu. So apparently this female cheetah's name is Tammy. So I wonder how long it's going to take them to name these little ones, if they name them at all. I know some reserves or some locations, won't name little baby predators until they're at least a couple of weeks or a couple of months old. So at about 3 months of age, that's when these little cheetah cubs will start getting a bit more definition in their colors. When they start getting those spots will start coming through, and by the age of 6 to 8 months, the cubs would have lost most of that thick mottled fur and start developing those black spots, as well as a bit of a more tawny color, just as with their mother. And then, from about 8 to 9 months, that's when those facial colors or the facial patterns on their face start to become very prominent. So it is quite a gradual transition that these cubs go through in order to develop their full adult colors.
My name is Amy, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently.
South Africa's wild places are closer than you think, because Federal Airlines brings them to you. From the calm of our FedAir lounge to the smooth boarding of our trusted fleet, we take care of the journey so you can enjoy the adventure. Our flights go beyond the ordinary, connecting you to South Africa's most remote and extraordinary locations. Federal Airlines, your gateway to the South African wild.
Would you like to know what an elephant's favorite food is? You could ask me questions like that in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive from the heart of Africa. The Photomus over here. Watch Safari Live and connect with nature.
Where's this other little guy? I only seen two. So these little cheetah are currently blind at the moment, so they do remain blind for about the first 4 to 11 days. After 10, 11 days, their eyes do start to open, so they'll only be crawling around. Very difficult for them to find their way. Some more factors influencing these predators and their decline in population is obviously also genetics. There's a very small gene pool of these cheetah that are left out in the wild. They are poached for their body parts as well, so cheetah are targeted in the illegal pet trade, and in some regions their skins are also used. Oh, hello girl. Oh, look at this little baby. It's already got its black lines on its face there. So we're just watching this cheetah. Hopefully we're going to get, we've got 3 little baby cheetah here. Hopefully we're going to see all of them. For now we've only seen 2 little babies that were born earlier this morning. We were just talking about the cheetah. So cheetah is a very vulnerable predator in Africa, and some of the reasons for the decline in this population is obviously human wildlife conflict, habitat loss, prey declines in a lot of areas. Their prey, so smaller and medium-sized antelope, might have been also decimated by poaching or habitat loss. So if they don't have any food, any prey, it's difficult for them to survive. There's a lot of poaching and illegal trade in cheetah. And obviously the low gene pool, so the low genetic diversity of cheetah, so you get these very small fragmented populations that in turn start interbreeding with one another. Oh, there we go, folks. I think we've finally got our 3 little baby cheetahs. They are rolling and all over the place and trying their best to find their way to their mother's milk so that they can have a good suckle. So you can see those little eyes of theirs are still sealed, very sealed shut. They're still closed. It takes a few days for those eyes of theirs to open. Lions are a huge, play a big role in these cheetah. So lions do very much affect the population of cheetah in an area. So if you think of cheetah, they're very lightweight. Female like this can weigh anything between 40 to 50 kilograms. A big male, maximum 60 to 70 kilograms. So cheetah are designed, very lightweight predator, designed for agility and speed. So if they come into contact with even a hyena, cheetah, hyenas, leopards, any bigger predator, they will always come off second best. They've got very hollow bones, so it's very easy for them to break a bone if they get attacked by another predator. Just like we saw at Mabula, those brown hyenas give those poor cheetah a hard time. If the brown hyena pitch up at their kill site, the cheetah stand no chance and they have to take off. Even a big baboon will pose a threat to a female cheetah like that. So another factor affecting these guys is often if a troop of baboons comes through an area and this cheetah hasn't concealed her little cubs well enough, baboons will eat those little cubs of hers. So climate change is also another factor that does affect these cheetah. So alternating rainfall patterns, it increases the frequency of drought and degraded habitat quality in certain areas. It also affects the grass. So a lot of people don't think about these factors that do affect no rainfall or scattered rainfall in an area, less grass that is grown, less antelope in those areas, which means the predators suffer too. So these are just a few factors that do affect these cheetah. Check folks, we've got all 3 of our little baby cheetah here. This is so exciting, I must say. What a surprise. Never thought we would have a little baby cheetah party today on Live at the Waterhole. What a privilege this is. Some comments coming through from Mercedes Bean. Yes, they have this little fluffy patch of hair or manes on the back of their necks, these little young cheetah. That's perfect for the female when she carries them. I know even lions, when lions carry their little ones from one location to the other, sometimes a female lion will be holding her baby's cub's head in its mouth. But it's amazing, even though those lions' jaws are incredibly strong, amazing crushing power, they can still be so gentle with their little ones and move them without hurting them at all. So yeah, what a lovely sighting. Check out these guys. They are really thirsty. They're fighting for milk, fighting for their lunch. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet with these little ones. So Wildlife Lady, good afternoon and thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing what we can find here on live at the waterhole. So apparently we have had this camera up here in Hoedspruit at the Endangered Species Centre for quite some time, but there's not often too much happening. But yeah, as soon as we heard about the cheetah that gave birth this morning, definitely try to make sure we could get a good sighting here. Oh, look at these little tiny feet. You can see those sharp claws already. I wouldn't want to contend with those nasty little claws. Check out these little guys, busy suckling away. You can see those tiny little tails. Shame, I feel like one is stuck on its back over there. So you're going to have to fight for milk. Even at a young age of a day old, they're already quite feisty, I must say. Normally these cheetah, if they've given birth, a lot of predators, they'll, even prey species as well in fact, they will often eat the afterbirth or any afterbirth that might be present after giving birth, because this will prevent other predators from noticing or smelling anything in the area and help to protect their young. So it's quite gross if you think of it like an impala, kudu, bushbuck, waterbuck. They will actually eat the afterbirth from their young, even though they are herbivores, to prevent any scent that might be picked up in the wind and that might attract some predators. So this female cheetah does have 8 nipples or 8 mammary glands. So these little ones fighting quite a lot, considering there's only 3 of them, so they do have enough little teats that they can all suckle happily. So yeah, quite cool to see them fighting with one another, even though there's more than enough to go around.
Experience the magic of the wild on an unforgettable 4-night safari at Mabula Nature Reserve, hosted by the one and only Stephen Falconbridge. With Steve as your private guide, you'll gain incredible insights into Africa's wildlife, leaving with knowledge and memories to last a lifetime. Get hands-on with conservation, track elusive cheetahs, and even take to the skies on a hot air balloon ride. Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive. The Wild Earth Impact Foundation is a non-profit that uses the power of wildlife storytelling as a force for good. We create sustainable development projects that showcase conservation stories, empower people, and inspire environmental action. As a registered South African PBO, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. To find out more, visit our website.
hyenas love pathing.
Wild Earth Travel would like to take you to Namibia and Botswana. Drift over the desert in a hot air balloon, then glide through the lush Okavango Delta in a dugout canoe. This extraordinary journey blends dramatic landscapes with outdoor adventures and unparalleled wildlife encounters. Discover Africa like never before. Book now with Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
But at about 2 weeks of age, that's when they'll start being able to crawl around a bit more, follow their mother. But until then, they'll kind of just be very immobile, very shaky, very rocky all over the place. And when they're born at this very young age, they can purr just like a domestic cat, but it does take quite some time for them to also develop that little voice, those little voice boxes of theirs, to be able to make alarm calls. Oh, they're really getting in there, aren't they? It's almost like a cat fight. Oh, wouldn't want to be scratched by those nasty little claws. These little ones will probably be able to eat solid food at about the age of 2 to 3 months, and this female cheetah will wean these cubs at about 4 to 6 months. There's a few months where they'll be consuming meat, start to consume meat while the mother still suckles them, so they'll be still substituting their diet with some nice, very high rich calcium protein from her milk, and then at about 6 to 7 months of age she will start to wean these little critters. Aren't they adorable? So in a kind of natural environment, how this female cheetah will kind of adapt to her day, she will spend some time with the cubs in the early morning, give them a good feed, and then she'll go out during the day to try and catch a meal. She'll consume as much as she can, and then she'll also bring some meat back to her little ones at their hidden or little concealed area. In some cases, like wild dogs and hyena, they'll actually regurgitate food for the young and also for the sub-adult or the individual that was left behind to take care of the remaining offspring at the den site. So like with wild dogs and hyena, there'll always be one individual left behind that will take care of the cubs, make sure that if there's any predators around, they seek refuge to protect the little ones, and then it'll be fed by the pack of dogs or the other individuals of hyenas that then return back to the den site with food. I think I like to prefer to eat my food firsthand. I'm not too sure I'd be so fond on, if imagine you're a sub-adult hyena or wild dog and you're left at the den site and you have to also eat your food regurgitated. I'm not too sure that would be the best meal. Yeah, just like little baby birds, how the parents will go and feed on seeds like little doves. I've got often have just outside my house here in Johannesburg, I've got some ring-necked doves and some house sparrows. They have little nests here, and you'll see the parents going out, they'll find seeds and then come back to the nest and regurgitate those seeds for the little ones. Yeah, I guess if you don't know any other way of eating, that's fine in the wildlife environment. But yeah, I'm not too sure I'd like to have regurgitated food for my lunch. So these cheetah, they do form a very tight-knit, close family bonds. So as mentioned earlier, these young little cheetah. Oh, check out that little baby. You can see his eyes are still sealed there. So they'll, nuzzle their way around. She's not being very gentle with them now, is she? Oh, watch out, little one. Oh, they're very shaky. Welcome to the world, little cheetahs. So important to have these cheetah to help make up the cheetah meta population in Africa. So hopefully these 3 cheetah grow up to be very big and strong and reintroduced back into the wild somewhere. Oh, look at these little ones. Can't see where the third one is rolled over on the other side of the mother there, so they're still all there. So we've got a question here from Davis is asking about at what age do cheetah normally get released into the wild. So it kind of depends from one reserve to the next, but most cheetah cubs will remain with their mothers for about 16 to 18 months. They start to become a bit more sexually mature from about 18 to 24 months, and in some cases they can actually fend for themselves at about 18 to 22 months. So yeah, so normally at about 2 to 3 years of age, these little guys, in some cases, on some reserves or private reserves or in some sanctuaries, if they are able to hunt and feed for themselves at about 2 to 3 years of age, they might be released back into the wild. Yeah, but as long as they're able to hunt for themselves and fend for themselves, you can see it's very difficult to see any kind of markings or spots, but I'm just having a look here. You can see some slight coloration deviations in their little coat. Oh, these little things are so cute. Look at these guys. It's very special how they'll also be unique in their spots and patterns. So every cheetah, just like zebra, just like any other animal, they have very special and unique spots and patterns. I think if this was like an egg race, this little one on the left would definitely be losing. They're still blind, so they cannot see. They're trying to feel their way back to their mother, but I'm sure she's been quite busy with them suckling since this morning. So yeah, I know female predators or any female animals do, just like humans, they do sometimes get enough of their youngsters. I mean, imagine with lions, imagine having 4 to 5 cubs, lion cubs, that are constantly sucking on your nipples, drinking milk, just, yeah, wanting to play. And I know it can be a little bit much at sometimes. Just like in Mabula, how the male lion there, Stumpy, he's a very good father, so I think he takes a lot of pressure off the lionesses, and he goes and kind of babysits the young lion cubs. Oh, okay. I think they might make their way back to their mother. So Victoria, yes, these little ones are still very shaky. I mean, from 5 a.m. it's they are less than 24 hours old. So they're still very shaky, not quite aware of their surroundings and how to move and get around. They're completely helpless, unlike some antelope species that within a few minutes they can already walk and already run within a few hours. Penelope Kenyon, yes, we're feeling very blessed today to spend so much time with these little cheetah cubs. Yeah, definitely a different a different live at the waterhole session for me too. I've never had such a cool view of little baby cheetah cubs. In fact, I think these are probably the youngest cheetah cubs I've ever seen. I've always seen cheetah cubs at, when they're already a couple of months old. So yeah, very, very exciting. Oh, look at these two, Shem. They're kind of like roughhousing around each other, just trying to make their way back. Like, where's mom? Where's mom? I don't know. We don't know. Look at these little guys. You can see their heads are still, they still need to develop so much strength and muscles. Their necks are still very, very weak, very wobbly. They've got so much development they need to go through. I think this one on the left has kind of given up. He's like, nope, I'm done. I'm going to take a nap now. So I found here a call for these little baby cheetah cubs. Obviously this is a call when they're a few weeks or a few days old already, so at this stage they'll only be able to make a bit of a purring sound, but once they're about a week, going to 2 weeks, they make a very high-pitched squeaking alarm call, which I've just managed to find here, so I will play it for you so you can hear what the alarm call of a little baby cheetah sounds like. Isn't that an unusual sound? It kind of just sounds, if you didn't know any better, you'd think it is a bird calling, like a lark, flappet lark, or a pipit of some sort, vocalizing. I'm going to send a question out to our viewers. I'd love to know, what is the youngest cheetah cubs you have ever seen, or where have you seen a baby cheetah cub? So again, I've only probably seen a young cheetah in Wangi National Park, but again it was probably already a sub-adult, so that's probably my only sighting of a young cheetah. So this is a really cool lifer for me, like a wildlife sighting. So I'd love to know from our viewers, where is your favorite baby cheetah sighting that you've had, and how old were the little cheetah cubs? It's quite difficult to find these predators, you can imagine. So if you're out in the bush, lions can often be a little bit easier to find their den sites and their cubs, same as wild dog and hyena. But with cheetah, because they conceal their little cubs so well in the thickets and in the bush, it's very difficult for us humans to sometimes find them. So please send through those comments. I'd love to hear where your favorite little baby cheetah sighting was, and how old were the little cheetah. Send through those comments, folks. I'd love to hear your baby cheetah sightings. So I've got some friends that are actually in Zimbabwe, in Wangi at the moment, filming baby lions. So in the wilderness concession in Wangi National Park, there are, I think, 2 different coalitions with little baby lion cubs. And I've got 2 photographer friends that are, I think they're probably there for 2 weeks or 10 days filming baby lions. So every day we're getting a very cool update of these tiny little baby lions, obviously not as young as these little cheetah. And you can see that this poor youngster's head is actually shaking, so still has a lot of muscle development that needs to take place so that they can hold up their heads. Oh, look at those little faces. How precious is this? And some of my other best cheetah sightings I think I've ever had was definitely in Mabula. So yeah, from growing up in Zimbabwe, cheetah's a bit of a difficult one to find, a difficult sighting. There's only, I think it's less than 400 cheetah left in Zimbabwe, if I'm not mistaken, so the populations are very low. So I had really great sightings at Mabula of those 2 males, and that one female that unfortunately was killed by a leopard. But we had great sightings, especially on kills, and the cheetah with brown hyenas chasing them off a kill. So yeah, cheetah sightings at Mpula can be very, very exciting. So Mercedes Bean, awesome sauce. Glad that you are also having your first little baby cheetah sighting here. Yeah, I've never witnessed a cheetah birth. I think to see predators giving birth, you must be very lucky. I've seen zebra giving birth twice and just missed a giraffe birth. But yeah, with your plains game and your antelope that are in open areas, sometimes it can be a bit easier to see them giving birth, whereas predators, they really will conceal themselves well in order to prevent kind of bringing any attention to themselves by other predators. So folks, please send through the comments. I'd love to hear if any of our viewers have had baby cheetah sightings anywhere, and how many little ones you've seen. This is definitely a first for me. I've never seen little cheetah this young. They kind of just look like little balls of fluff with little paws and little legs. You can see the claws. They've got some quite fierce claws on the end of those paws there, but very, very cute. You can see he would be trying to use his nose to sniff out his mom, but I don't think he'll get much of a good sense of smell at the moment. So they still have so much to learn. Beginning of their journey, these little cheetah got a very, very promising life ahead of them. Hopefully they'll be released into the wild and be very successful in helping to increase the cheetah numbers in Africa. So Darkman Lover, thank you for your comment. I guess it's also your first time having a sighting of such a young cheetah. But yeah, really awesome to see these cheetah here and have this incredible sighting. Penelope Kenyon also has seen the cheetah, young cheetah, I guess, at the cheetah outreach just outside of Cape Town. Catherine has seen 6 to 8 week cheetah cubs in the Mara, a great place to find cheetah cubs. In the Mara, I guess, with all those beautiful open plains, might be a bit easier to locate the different cheetah individuals. But yeah, really awesome to have these comments coming through. Thank you for your comments, folks. It's a cat fan saying that this is the youngest cheetahs that she has ever seen. So yeah, it's not something you see every day. Some of my favorite photos I've had of some clients of mine were actually cheetah in the rain. So it was 2 males that were following up on a female cheetah that had these little cubs. So of course the guides were trying to make sure these males didn't go and eat the baby cheetah cubs, and while they were following up on these 2 male cheetah, they were in the rain marking their territory, and incredible pictures. We didn't manage to find the little baby cheetah though, unfortunately. We were probably less than 20 meters away from where the cheetah was last seen, but man, it was difficult to actually see her. She was just lying and camouflaging herself so well, which BK and I have learnt the hard way at Mabula. BK and we're looking for those wild dogs before we last left, and there were many days where I'm sure we were very close to them, same as the cheetah. We spent many days looking for those 2 male cheetah in an area, and then of course you finally give up and take off into another area, and then on the radio you hear everyone going wild and the cheetah just popped up. So especially so now it's kind of the end of the rainy season. Some areas are starting to get dry by the day. I was in Wangi last month, and literally by the day you can see the grass drying up, and this exposes a lot more of the terrain. Oop, don't roll on them. Oh. Okay. I hope this little one wasn't squashed by its mother.
My heart is pounding at the moment.
We are here in one of the best places in the world to see tigers.
Do you want to know why impala are the most common antelope we find here in the Kruger National Park? You can ask me questions like this in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive here in the heart of Africa. Join me on Safari Live. Connect with nature.
Step into the heart of Africa from the comfort of your home.
Female leopard tracks over here.
Join our expert guides for a live 3-hour safari where every moment is real, unscripted, and unforgettable. Ask questions.
Animals rely on their senses.
Share your thoughts and be part of the experience as we explore together. Safari Live.
Can you hear that? The wild is calling.
That but last time I came, there were wild dog and there's a lot more animals, and they're no longer there anymore. But it's really good if they can release some of these animals into the wild. Apparently there are also some blue cranes, and this centre does occasionally care for other orphaned or confiscated species, from small carnivores to threatened birds. So yeah, great work that they're doing here at the Hoedspruit Endangered Species Centre to protect these endangered species. So that's when you can rehabilitate and rewild these animals back into the wild. It is really a success story for these animals to go back into the wild and survive in the real world. And help to repopulate all these populations that might be endangered. Oh, check out these little ones again. They're flopping all over the place, very wobbly, trying to make their way to their mother. Dark Mane Lover, this is also my first time viewing this camera here in Hoedspruit. I didn't know that we had a camera at this Endangered Species Centre. So yeah, very nice to see a new camera. I believe there's not always activity on the cameras here, so that's why we don't always link across. But yeah, today was a very special day. 3 new little cheetah cubs came into the world, so we thought we have to come and spend some time here. So you can see this female cheetah, she's been quite persistent in cleaning and grooming herself. So cheetah are very devoted to keeping a very good appearance and maintaining their coats. So they do spend quite a large portion of their day grooming, and this behavior does serve multiple purposes. So obviously very good hygiene for social bonding, and it also involves self-grooming and allo-grooming. So they do groom each other. As you can see, the female was also licking her little cubs, keeping them nice and clean, which I don't think is a practice that's too much of a concern with creatures like wild dog and hyena. I must say, I'm not too fond of the wild dog smell. It kind of gives you a very wet dog or wet dog coat smell. So, wild dogs and hyenas, I wouldn't say are the most cleanliest of creatures. I much prefer cheetah, lion, and leopard. They spend a lot of time grooming themselves. They'll try to remove any dirt and any loose hair. It helps to remove external parasites like ticks and fleas. and especially like with these little ones, they can get very easily inundated with ticks. Last thing you want is them to get too many ticks on their body. I mean, these things are so young, so fragile out in the world, and imagine in a few years from now, these tiny little fragile creatures will turn into one of Africa's most apex predators. So the cheetah, they do have this very hook-like tongue, which acts as a bit of a comb for their fur. So they often start cleaning their faces and their ears. You'll see them using their paws from time to time to help clean their ears, and then they'll lick their front paws, rub them over their head, and then often they will lick the rest of their body, keep themselves nice and clean, as well as their feet. They'll clean their feet nicely. Now I can see like a lot of species, like for example that white male lion that's been seen a lot on Sandringham there. He's got a lot of tick build-up on his coat, on his body. I think because he's very light in color, you can see the ticks a lot more. But yeah, often orphaned individuals, like orphaned baby lion cubs or cheetah or leopard cubs, if they've been on their own for too long, you'll see they can have quite a massive tick build-up. Those ticks can be quite nasty. They get inundated into the ears, and in some species, like especially donkeys, horses, I have seen it with cheetah and lion before, where they've had so many ticks in their ears. It's individuals that are in poor condition and they don't spend much time grooming themselves, and their ears can actually, the cartilage, it breaks the cartilage in their ears or makes them have floppy ears. So often you'll see this in horses, zebra, donkeys, but it does happen in predators. That's why it is vital that these predators like lion, leopard, cheetah, they keep themselves as clean as possible, and they also help to groom each other, so to remove these very nasty parasites. So Wild at Heart, thank you so much for watching, and this is definitely a huge privilege to be able to be watching this today. So yeah, a big thank you to the Wild Earth team, to our directors today, and to our tech team for this incredible opportunity. So have a look, folks. So they're fluffy. You can see a bit of a mottled grey color, but you can see just lightly in there's a bit of sunshine coming through. Their spots are already formed in their inner thicker layer of their coats here. Isn't that cute? Oh, these little guys are so cute. So we have a good question coming here from Invisible V, is asking what is the maximum number a cheetah, female cheetah, can give birth to. So generally they give birth to anything between 3 to 5 cubs, but in some cases they can give birth to 6. Apparently in 2017 in St. Louis Zoo, there was a cheetah that gave birth to 6 cubs, little cubs. But yeah, generally it's anything between 3 to 5 individuals. Oh, sorry, it was 8. So 8 cubs were born in the St. Louis Zoo. And this is one of the Guinness Book of Records down for the most amount of cheetah cubs that have ever been born, especially in captivity. So it's quite a good sign. So this St. Louis Zoo is in the United States, and yeah, awesome to hear that they had a litter of 8 little cheetah cubs. Very rare. It must mean they were quite happy. If such a large number of cheetahs, it normally means they're happy in the environment. Alright folks, I think now is the perfect time to have a bit of a quiet moment. We'll just enjoy watching these little cheetah cubs, and yeah, what a special way to spend a Wednesday afternoon. Got a comment from Karen Sachs. Yes, Karen, this female cheetah has rolled over onto these little cubs a few times. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, they are very, very young, very fresh, soft and nimble. So yeah, luckily their bones wouldn't break. But yeah, I hope she doesn't squash them too much. Sometimes you do find in in the animal kingdom, first time mothers do lose their young from time to time. I think the kind of success rate of a first time mother is sometimes at least a 25% lower chance of that little one surviving, just because they're new, they're not always sure on what to do, and again sometimes they can be a bit rough with the youngsters. So yeah, first time mums can be a little bit inexperienced. I know with hyenas, especially because they give birth through their kind of modified penile sheath that they give birth through, first time mothers also will lose their young. So it's the same. I mean, if you're a farmer or into farming, or you have horses or livestock or any kind of domestic animals, you know that there are these complications with first time mothers. Same as in the wild, sometimes there can be complications with first time mothers. So but yeah, these guys seem to be perfectly healthy and strong, although they are quite wobbly, not too mobile on their feet. But I'm really looking forward to getting to know these little guys over the next couple of weeks. I will be live with you at the waterhole this week until Friday, and then most of next week as well. So yeah, we will definitely be coming to check in on these guys quite a bit to see what they are up to, and to see how they grow and how they become big. Really looking forward to seeing these little characters grow. So just a bit of an update, folks, from our live locations. Amy and Cameron are over at Sandringham at the moment. Apparently they were the two black dam females have been seen yesterday, and there was the white male lion was chased away by two other males. So lots of lion activity, it seems like, at Sandringham. I'm also seeing some updates from this morning. Amy had a really nice sighting of a buffalo herd down at a watering hole. Some really cool virtual safaris also coming in from Mabula and Valverfonden. So great to have some of those virtual safaris coming in, and an incredible sunset yesterday afternoon that Cameron and Amy had. So yeah, really lovely to catch up with the location, see what's been happening. Saw a really cool highlight of when Trishala and BK were over at Mabula, and there was some photos of a crocodile that looked like it had captured a little baby eland. So yeah, nice to have those highlights coming through. Oh my goodness, I'm really glad that we've got this lovely visual of these little ones. It is, yeah, kind of makes you feel sorry for them. I know they're really wobbly at the moment, but please don't fret. They will kind of, when you, they will develop their land feet soon. They're still very new to this world, and it's a big world out there. Lots to learn for these little guys. But yeah, beginning of the show when we started, we had the female cheetah positioned just behind this tree that's near her face, and we had the little one suckling, but we didn't have a very good view, so it's nice they've kind of repositioned. She's rolled over a few times, hopefully not squashing her little ones, and yeah, so lovely view of these little ones. They'll sleep from time to time, so yeah, for the first few weeks these little cheetah cubs will not be very active. Their life pretty much consists of sleeping, feeding, and kind of just bobbling their heads around, or just roaming around a little bit as much as they can. And as they get stronger, they start to venture a little bit further and further away, start to become a bit more active, a bit more playful. And when they eventually start to kind of separate themselves from the family unit at about 18 to 20 months, any females might kind of go off on their own, because cheetah females are known to be solitary, and the males will form a coalition. So there'll be a coalition of males. If these are all three males, then they will all stay together, leave their mother. But yeah, generally female cheetah will be solitary, and the males will form the coalitions. I know in some locations up in East Africa, you get coalitions up to 5 or 6 individuals all in one coalition. And then, yeah, it's interesting how the cheetahs, the hunting mechanisms or hunting methods are different. So female cheetah, because they are hunting solitary, they tend to hunt in quite thick areas, using a bit of an ambush method. Vika and I learned this while we were at Mabula. The female cheetah there, she would often kill her prey around camps, chase impala into fences in the camps and thick areas, and then the males, obviously because there's 2 of them, they are so well attuned to hunting with each other. So yeah, they hunt very well together, the males, and they hunt in open areas. So incredible how the hunting method between male and female cheetah kind of varies from the different sexes. So yeah, oh, check out these little guys. So I've just found another little baby cheetah call that might be better than the first call that I played. So I'm just gonna play this little cheetah call for you while we watch these little baby cheetahs hopefully napping together. Isn't that adorable? Isn't that a special vocalization there? Oh my goodness, isn't this just a special moment? Definitely not something I was expecting to see today. So definitely ticked off a really cool little lifer sighting off of our list. I think this is actually only my second cheetah sighting here on live at the waterhole. My first one was in Namibia. Yeah, had a male cheetah roaming across one of the pans. But yeah, lovely to have these cheetah, and they've finally settled down. They've been suckling off their mother and then, yeah, kind of flopping themselves all over the place, and now they've finally decided to take a nap together. Isn't this just too precious? So Minxie P sent through a comment that they are this is definitely a precious sighting, Minxie, and apparently you had cheetah in the Mara some years back who had 6 cubs, and she managed to bring them up to adults. Yeah, so that's quite successful, I must say, Minxie. Yeah, often cheetah success rate, for example, this litter of 3, if she manages to raise 1 or 2, that's normally pretty successful. But to raise all 6 cubs, that must mean she was probably quite a seasoned adult, or maybe also very savvy, knew the lay of the land and where to stay away from all the other predators. So yeah, it's very rare to hear of a female cheetah actually raising all 6 cubs, which is pretty incredible. Got more comments coming through from Deb Davis. Lovely to have you with us today, Deb. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for all those lovely questions. Giraffe Girls also sending through a comment. This is definitely a fantastic sighting. Yeah, what a special day. Oh my goodness, those tear markings on their face. These little baby cheetah have those, you can see on their faces, those black tear marks, and that's an adaptation that the species has while out in the sun. Obviously, we mentioned about the hunting strategy of cheetah, especially in the males, hunting in open areas. Females do hunt in open areas as well, but they hunt a lot more in thickets, and those black tear marks help to reflect the sun out of their eyes. Obviously spent a lot of time in the open areas, and the sun can be quite a hindrance while hunting, so that black tear marks help to reflect the sun out of their eyes. So very cute here. You can almost see their little black noses, the very cute little black tear marks, little slits of their eyes, which their eyes are still closed for the next few days. They'll still be kind of bumping their way around. They'll not have much vision for the next couple of days until their eyes open properly, and sometimes you can see little black marks just above the eyebrows there. It's almost like this one on the right is kissing his sibling over there. Isn't that so cute? A little bit of sibling love.
here with a male leopard.
And then one male, because the other one definitely seems to be quite left out. These could be the two that were born first, and then the other one that was born last, so there's already a bit of a bond formed there. But yeah, please folks, send through your comments. I'd love to do a poll after our next ad pod. Yeah, so I'd love to know these little guys, who are the males, who are the females, but for me, I'm going to guess that these two are males, and the other little one that was born later is maybe a little female. Check out that little fluffy patch we spoke about earlier on their necks. You can see that's perfect little fluff patch that the mother can use to pick them up when moving them from one denning spot to another. We've got a comment from Mr. Ellie Mental, who is a new member to the Wild Earth family. Apparently he loves cheetah. Apparently they do look very graceful, I must say, Mr. Ellie. I don't know, the leopard have always caught my curiosity. Yeah, lions are also beautiful too, and every creature is special and has its place in the animal kingdom. But I know we all have some animals that kind of catch our hearts and attention more than others. Black leopard, I've really been enjoying seeing the increased black leopard sightings all over Africa. There's definitely a lot more black leopard sightings than there was 10 years ago. My only leopard I've seen in the Congo and West Africa was actually black leopard. I've seen 2 black leopard in the Congo, and of course you've got Giza over in Laikipia. Very special leopard she is. I do love how if you catch her in the right light, some images that have come from Giza, you can still see the actual markings, her spots, her rosettes are still there. But yeah, beautiful creatures. Then you've got the jaguars. I know tigers are very popular. Lots of people are trying to go to find those wild tigers in India. I wish I could take a screen recording of this right now. This is a very special little bonding moment between these 2 little baby cheetah. Yeah, you can't even see their ears. Their ears are still quite flat. Have a look where the little black the little black markings are just on the side of their face there. You can barely see them, but there are tiny little ears there. Alrighty, poll. So folks, we do have a poll running, so there, if you want to go and vote, I'm dying to know what the consensus is from our viewers. What is your favorite predator? There will be a lion, leopard and cheetah there. Again, I think it's quite difficult because we've got some really cute little baby cheetah right in front of us. So, yeah, it's quite a difficult poll because if you think of the adults and also the youngsters, but I'm definitely going to vote for leopard. Leopard is my favorite big cat. So if you'd like to, yeah, vote on that poll. Please head across to our Twitter or X and go and vote for your favorite predator. I'm just thinking of Thalamba and Chipondo, and how cute Chipondo was also as a little one. Chipondo has definitely grown quite quickly. It's incredible to think of how quickly Chipondo has grown up, and the very majestic leopard that Chipondo has grown into, the little Queen of Juma. So Spas Inkov, thanks for asking your question. So Spas is asking about what dens cheetah use in the wild. So Spas, I mentioned earlier about, we do get your predators like hyena, jackal, wild dog, that will have a physical den, just like your pangolin and aardvark, that will have a physical den that's dug in the ground. Cheetah don't have physical dens or depressions. They will hide their little ones in thickets, so little thickets in areas that is difficult for anything to be seen, so thickets or very heavily grassed areas or bushy areas that they can hide themselves. So there's not necessarily a den, so cheetah don't necessarily den, but they do have these very thick areas that they will hide their little ones in. And just as we said, these little cheetah, they're still quite young, so they can make a bit of a purring sound, but at about 2 to 3 weeks old, they'll be able to make that high-pitched squeaking sound that I played for you earlier, and that is the contact call or alarm call that they'll make in order to alarm their mother, just like with lions and leopards. In some cases, I do know of areas where cheetah have actually hidden their cubs in a little bit of a rocky outcrop too. So yeah, cheetah do not have permanent dens. The mother will move the cubs every few days, and this does help to reduce the chance of her cubs being located by any other predators, because as we mentioned, there's a lot of predators that these cheetah have, so they have to be careful of other bigger predators. If jackal came and found some baby cheetah, they definitely wouldn't stand much of a chance. So the predators for the cubs would be jackal, baboon, lions, leopard, other cheetah. Even if a mongoose came along, a big enough like white-tailed mongoose, or if they came along and found these little helpless cheetah cubs, it would definitely make for quite a good meal. So yeah, folks, we have our poll rolling. It's not going to be rolling for too long, so please head across to our Twitter and don't forget to vote for which is your favorite predator. My favorite predator is definitely leopard. I don't know of too many leopard cubs at the moment in all the different reserves and lodges across southern Africa, but I know there's a lot of baby lions at the moment. Is it on Chitwa? I'm not too sure if any of our viewers are aware. I think I did see some baby lion photos on Chitwa by the Chitwa guides. So if anyone knows of which lions gave birth there, I do know that there are some lions in Sabi Sands. I don't think there's any, there's definitely no baby lions in Mabula, just sub-adults, and then obviously in Wangi, I know some Botswana camps and camps in Zambia also have lions, little baby lions at the moment too. These little guys, you see this little tail curled over here, just on the, it's like it's got hiccups. Righty folks, so we've only got 5 minutes left of our poll, so go ahead and vote for your favorite predator. I've left out wild dog and hyena. I do know that the Wild Earth community do love hyena, so I think hyena might have won that poll, but for this poll we're only doing cheetah, leopard and lion. Deb Davis, I agree with you there. Young leopards do have, I don't know if it's just young leopards, sometimes older big male leopards Or in fact, I've seen female leopards too. Leopards do definitely have this glare or stare that looks deep into your soul. I'm a bit afraid of the lion's glare. Sometimes you have lions, big male lions, they kind of look through you. Those lionesses can be quite aggressive, quite catty sometimes too. So yeah, definitely don't want to mess with an angry lioness that is guarding her cubs. Or even a cheetah, like this female cheetah in the wild, she'll be quite aggressive and persistent in protecting her little ones.
Join Wild Earth Travel on a unique nature adventure in the Greater Kruger Park. Legendary master tracker Renius Mhlongo leads a 4-day animal tracking experience in the Sabi Sand Nature Reserve. This experience offers a life-changing chance to track Africa's iconic animals on foot with a master of his craft. Renius is joined by Wild Earth presenter and expert storyteller Amy Krantz, and together they will connect you to Africa's wild heart.
Become a Wild Earth YouTube member today and unlock extras and bonuses, like ad-free streams so you can stay immersed in your safari without any interruption. Have your burning questions answered first by me or other expert naturalists. Join now to avoid missing out on these amazing benefits. Help us connect people to nature.
Would you like to know at what age a buffalo calf gets its horns? These are questions that you can ask me in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive here in the heart of Africa. Join me on Safari Live and connect with nature.
Join our expert guides at dawn for a live, immersive safari as the bush comes to life.
Found ourselves a chameleon, and look how he's changed color.
Every sunrise brings new discoveries.
Pound for pound, a leopard is one of the strongest cats around.
Ask questions, share your thoughts, and connect with nature, live and in real time.
Great excitement, great happiness.
Start your day with adventure.
The moment, so maybe you could win a prize on this Africam photographic competition there if you're a photographer or if you have some very cool Africam footage. Okay, what do we have? Does look like we have our male wildebeest lying down in the grass there. So he's probably a territorial male, same as this impala, but definitely have seen him around here quite a bit. He doesn't seem very active, this male wildebeest. He's always lying down. Yeah, obviously very chill, laid back wildebeest. Waiting for some female wildebeest to roam into his area. Definitely getting very dry out there. No, this location, Tau, in the dry season last year, August, September, I would not recognize this place. Normally this like kind of water's edge that doesn't even have a blade of grass, it's just rocks and dust. Always a good location for some birding here at Tau. Always have some great, maybe if you're lucky, some black crakes, some common moorhens, white-faced whistling ducks. I've seen shell ducks here before. There's normally always a grey heron or black-headed heron somewhere around. If we're lucky, baboons and vervet monkeys feeding on this nice thick vegetation. Maybe a baboon, a warthog or two having a mud bath or rubbing his bottom. Oh, here's an African jacana. Nestled into this thick reeded vegetation, so blending in pretty well there. So love that bright blue shield on the front of his face. So these jacanas, or the Jesus bird or lily trotters, love to walk on the top of this vegetation. Perfect habitat for them as they look for their food. Lots of dragonflies. This is a very good vegetation for all the insects and birds to feed and live in, although it is becoming quite thick and overladen on this water, so it looks like it might actually be suffocating this watering hole. I hope that in the dry season, all the movement of the animals through here might get rid of some of this thick green vegetation a little bit. Where are our crocodiles today? Some more male. Oh, there's our grey heron. Is that a grey heron? This grey heron is quite a character, I must say. I've had a few live at the waterhole days that we've seen this grey heron on a Monday, and I tell you, this heron doesn't do Mondays very well. He looked quite awful the one Monday we saw him. His eyes looked like he was very tired. Looked like he had a long weekend and he was not doing well on a Monday. You know, when you've had one of those long weekends and Monday just didn't roll on so well. So yeah, lovely to see our grey heron is still around. And this little puddle here, or on this bank, is where I've often seen those two shelled ducks. Normally they just travel in pairs. I think I've only ever seen two here, but the white-faced whistling ducks, often you'll get in a little family group, anything between 10 to 20 individuals all together. It's a perfect water's edge here to go looking for some tracks. If I'm on a walking safari, then it's always great to go and look down by the water or any muddy puddles, see if you can find some tracks, maybe of some leopard. There's leopard, lions, any predators coming down to the watering hole, but even just to see bushbuck or duiker tracks, baboon is always quite very special to see any tracks of any creatures. Read the morning bush newspaper in the mud. I think my tracking exam actually failed. Yes, I got my level 3 tracking exam, and the one track that I failed, I would have got 100%, but there was one mystery track that really had me stumped, and it was in the mud, and I had no idea what it was, and it was actually a baboon track, so it was a pad of a very big male baboon track, but you couldn't see any toes or any fingers, and it really confused me. So I do have to be careful in this mud when tracking to make sure that pay attention. Oh, there's a crocodile. Here's our crocodile friend. Shame, look, there's not much water here. This vegetation is really taking over, so I'd be a bit concerned for these crocodiles. I hope it doesn't fully take over this pan. See, this crocodile's probably going to move under this thick vegetation here. Nope. He's trying to make his way through, but it's a bit of a roadblock here. So thank you, folks, if you voted on our predator poll. Looks like the results are in. It looks like we have a tie between predator, leopard and cheetah, if I'm not mistaken. Leopard and cheetah. I think maybe it's because of their character, their spots. They're all spotty and dotty. You know, lions, obviously they're just that tawny color. Lion cubs are very cute too, and male lions are very majestic and beautiful. But yeah, looks like for today, leopard and cheetah won our poll for the day. Thank you for voting, everybody. Karen Sachs, thank you. Karen Sachs, thank you for your comment. So Karen, my name is Kerry Dupree. I will be here live with you at the Waterhole until Friday and then next week as well. So yes, we're looking forward to having a great week here live at the Waterhole. Thank you for joining us, Karen. And it looks like our crocodile friend has got some baggage that he's taken with him. And all this thick reed and vegetation. There's all that thick, maybe some reeds that have stuck to our crocodile. Love to see a crocodile kill. It's been a while. I've seen a few almost kills and kills here at Tau. The one day a crocodile caught a wildebeest, a young wildebeest, but he didn't manage. The water level was very low, so because he couldn't suffocate the wildebeest, it ended up escaping after a bit of a fight between the two, a bit of a struggling. And with one day we watched a crocodile on the bank. Feeding on a waterbuck, a little waterbuck, probably a juvenile or young waterbuck that it had caught at the water's edge, or probably also feeding on this very thick green vegetation. This crocodile's not very conspicuous with that vegetation on his back there. You'll see him from a mile away coming. I'm trying to figure out if that's a feather. So he looks like he's got some reeds on his back, and then he might have like an egret feather that's sticking out, almost looking like a bit of a flagpole. Very creepy. Crocodiles kind of give me the shivers. Don't know if we have any of our viewers that are crocodile fans, but no, crocodiles. I have a very big respect for crocodiles. They've got quite a patience. There's such patience. These. What's happening there? These crocodiles will wait patiently in the water here for unsuspecting prey. They'll sneak up under the water and launch themselves into their prey. Grab onto whatever they can, maybe the mouth. Normally they end up getting the snout of their prey, drag it down into the water, hold their prey underwater until their prey has suffocated. Alrighty folks, well, we don't have too much activity going on here at Tau, so I know we're all dying to get back to our little cheetah family, so why don't we go and check out our cheetah over in Hoedspruit. Oh, look at these little ones. So when we left, our little cheetah cubs were napping. Looked like they were having a very cute little nap with each other. But I guess the female cheetahs moved around a bit, which has woken them up. So I'm sure they'll be forever thirsty for another drink. So this female cheetah can, obviously they're very well designed for running at very high speeds. Female cheetah can reach anything between 100 to 112 kilometers an hour, but of course in very short bursts. So every predator is specially designed for its specific prey type and to catch its specific prey. So cheetah can run very fast for very short bursts in order to catch their prey. So they can cover about 200 to 300 meters, accelerating at this very high speed, but just for very short periods of time. Unlike wild dogs that can chase their prey for very long periods of time, but not at a very high speed. Lions are very adapted to stalking their prey until they get as close as possible, and then they launch themselves out at their prey, hopefully catch it as quickly as they can so they don't have to chase their prey for too long. Lions are very big, very heavy, a lot heavier than cheetah. Those female cheetahs probably weighing in at about 50 to 55 kilograms, whereas a big female lion is weighing in at around 190 to 200 kilograms. So yeah, it's quite a big weight difference there. So lions are not well designed for speed, but more for bringing down bigger prey. So lions will bring down big prey like buffalo, leopard, buffalo kudu, and in some places like Botswana, Zimbabwe, prides of lions have even been recorded bringing down sub-adult elephants because they have lots of mouths to feed. Whereas this female cheetah, the prime prey species for cheetah, you're looking at more medium-sized antelope like springbok, impala, bushbuck, steenbok, your smaller creatures. So very long legs, and they have that very flexible spine of theirs that acts like a spring, and of course their tail that acts as a bit of a rudder while they are running. So they'll move their tail from side to side to help with their balance. The cheetah do have exceptional eyesight. Now let's oh my goodness, this one little cheetah has been suckling on the other side there. Isn't that crazy? So one cheetah has been getting all of the milk for the last say half an hour or so. Hopefully these other two can also get a chance to have a bit of a suckle, because I'm sure that one on its own has had quite a good suckling session there. Got lots of milk into its belly. So Sandy Franklin 69 is asking what the cheetah are fed in the Boma. So I've never been to this rescue center or endangered species center. Often what they'll be fed, sometimes in some centers that I've been to, some of the prey will be fed live. What's happening? Okay, let's watch what's going to happen here. Oh, maybe some licking. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow, folks, this female just gave birth to another baby cheetah. What? She seemed a little bit uncomfortable, and looks like this female cheetah has just given birth to another little baby. What? How crazy is that? I thought maybe she had some afterbirth left. What? How crazy is that? That's insane, folks. Oh my goodness. Wow. How cute. So we've got 4 baby cheetah here, folks. Wow. I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. Shucks. So the first 2 cheetah were born at about 5 a.m. this morning. Some of our viewers sent through some comments. And then there was 1 cheetah born a few hours later. But I mean, it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. And that's 9 hours later. She's now giving birth to another baby cheetah. This is absolutely incredible, folks. I hope that you all have your phone's screen recording, or I hope someone caught that. That is absolutely incredible. If not, I'm sure on the Africam website this video might come out in a few days from now, hopefully, because we just watched this female cheetah. She just gave birth to another baby, and the little ones are coming to say hello to their new sibling. How crazy is that? definitely something I've never watched before, a female cheetah giving birth. So she seemed to be a little bit uneasy, uncomfortable, but yeah, I thought maybe she might just have some leftover after birth. Sometimes the female cheetah like this can still pass after birth a few hours, or even yeah, in the same day, some afterbirth can still be excreted. But yeah, the new little baby cheetah has just been born. 4 little baby cheetah that are now at the Hoedspruit Endangered Species Center. How incredible! And we just watched it live, folks. What a privilege. So she's now licking this little one, trying to get all the afterbirth off. Sometimes she'll repeatedly lick its belly, stomach, and yeah, its little belly, and yeah, its bottom, to try to help it to maybe use the bathroom for the first time if she needs. Also to try and get it moving as quickly as possible so that it can also catch its first breath. Got lots of comments coming through. David, wow, I hope you saw that little cheetah being born. How crazy. Definitely, yeah, probably one of my favorite moments here on Live at the Waterhole. Never seen a cheetah giving birth before. Lady Macbeth is also sending through a comment. Yes, we have 4 cubs now, and the last cub was very late, so very lucky little guy. I wonder if there's any more cubs that might still be on their way. So we spoke about earlier that the record for a female cheetah is 8 cubs. A zoo in the States, there was a female cheetah recorded there to give birth to 8 cubs, but generally in the wild they only give birth to 3 to 5 individuals, if at the most 6. So this female now has 4 little baby cheetah that she needs to take care of now. Isn't that crazy? So thank you for all of your comments, folks. We got comments from Mercedes Bean, Plate Smasher, Catherine, and Dark Main Lover, all very excited about the arrival of this brand new little baby cheetah that has just been born. What an exciting day. Oh my gosh, my heart is still beating. I noticed she was a bit uncomfortable, and as I mentioned, I thought she was just going to pass some afterbirth, but then all of a sudden a little baby cheetah arrived. What a lovely day. I'm dying to see this little one, but it's quite well hidden by its mother's tail, so you can see it's very dark. These other babies that were born this morning are fluffy already. They look like they're quite big, so I wonder if there's any more baby cheetah that she's still going to give birth to. It's quite unusual that like 8-9 hours later for her to still give birth to another individual, because generally a female cheetah like this will take about 1 to 2 hours to give birth, and she might give birth to the last individual half an hour later, but this is quite unusual to have another baby born about 7-8 hours later. Incredible. Oop, oop, oop. Hope she doesn't bite that little one too hard. So again, this is an anti-predatory defense, and what she's doing, yeah, no, she is in captivity, but these wild animals will always kind of have their natural instincts very prominent. So she's licking all the afterbirth off of this little baby cheetah to prevent attracting any predators.
My name is Amy, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. Become a Wild Earth YouTube member and unlock exclusive bonuses and benefits. Enjoy uninterrupted, ad-free streams so you can stay immersed in nature. Have your burning questions answered first by me or other expert naturalists. Enjoy exclusive access to special broadcasts and videos, and help us to connect people to nature.
Would you like to know the difference between a male and a female wildebeest? You can ask me questions like this in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive here in the heart of Africa. Join me on Safari Live and connect with nature.
Join our expert guides at dawn for a live, immersive safari as the bush comes to life.
Found ourselves a chameleon, and look how he's changed color.
Every sunrise brings new discoveries.
Pound for pound, a leopard is one of the strongest cats around.
Ask questions, share your thoughts, and connect with nature live and in real time.
Great excitement, great happiness.
Start your day with adventure.
Oh, it's still so wet, so fresh. It's going to be probably even more bobbly and bouncy all over the show. What a precious moment, being able to watch a female cheetah giving birth. Definitely not something you see every day. I mean, I've lived in the bush my whole life and been guiding for just over 9 years, and this is the first time I've ever seen a cheetah giving birth. Oh, check at them, they're all flopping over. Yeah, they've got so much to learn. They're completely helpless, these little ones, and they'll need their mother's safety and protection in order to take care of them until they're able to look after themselves. Ooh. So we'll stay with these little baby cheetah for the remainder of the show today. Yeah, very special sighting, very special moments here. And yeah, looking forward to coming back and seeing these little baby cheetah grow over the next couple of weeks. Yeah, what an amazing experience to be able to watch from the comforts of our home. She is very busy cleaning this little one. Such good maternal instincts. Oh my goodness, it's still roaming around. It's still struggling to move. It's crazy to think just in 16 to 18 months these young cheetah will be hunting, almost hunting on their own, completely ready to leave their mother at the age of about 22 months, go out into the world and be adult cheetahs and do what cheetah do best. You can see there's one. Okay, we've got 3 on this side and the newborn is just off to the right hand side here. How incredible. Oop, I hope she hasn't lied down on it. Oh, there we go. Nope, we're all good. Look at these little 4 baby cheetah. How incredible. It's very, very gently taking care of these little ones, licking all that afterbirth off. The time that this female cheetah gives birth will often depend on her stress levels. I know often with predators and any antelope, if they can abort their young if they're very, very stressed. But yeah, generally they'll give birth at a time when they're very calm and relaxed, and hopefully they're in very good condition, good shape. She looks like she's in great condition. Yeah, she looks like she's doing pretty well considering she's just given birth to 4 little baby cheetah. And the mother does clean these little cubs and helps to stimulate them to breathe and move, so that they can... Oh, shame, look, it is so wobbly. Generally, each of these little cubs is born in a thin membrane sac, which the mother breaks open in order to clean the cubs, just like we've been watching her. She's been grooming and she's been licking these little cubs to help them breathe, to help get all of that afterbirth off of them. And generally, in most instances, the cubs are born between 20 to 30 minutes apart from each other. But yeah, in most cases it's recorded that the cubs, when the first cub is born, within half an hour intervals of each other they can be born. But I mean, 7-8 hours later is quite a long time for this last little baby to be born. Have a look, folks, in the middle, this newest member of our cheetah family that has just joined us today. How cool is that? So within the first few days, the mother will generally leave them, as I mentioned, only for brief periods at a time in order to hunt. And she tries to avoid leaving them as much as possible, to avoid them being eaten by predators. But she does need to be around to help them, to stimulate them to urinate as well as defecating. And she will lick their bellies as well as their little bottoms. And this, just like with house cats, this helps to stimulate them to use the bathroom. So yeah, they'll start being a little bit more mobile at about 2 weeks of age, and by 6 weeks that's when they begin to walk around a lot easier and start tasting meat, and the female will start feeding them a bit of meat. Let's see, where's this new one? Nope, the new one has no idea. The new little baby will kind of follow the other babies, little cubs, and eventually learn how to suckle. Shame, you can see it's like very shaky, very wobbly, brand new cheetah baby that has just entered the world. So in the wild, only about 1 in 10 cubs actually survive to adulthood due to predation from larger predators, as we've been speaking about. Lions, hyenas, leopards, eagles, and even baboons can be quite dangerous predators for these cheetah. You can see the female cheetah's claws here, those spikes that are so important for the cheetah when running, to help to ground them into the soil. Yeah, how special. got some more comments coming through here. So Deb Davis, yes, it is crazy, Deb, how this young little baby is compared to the others. It's not really competing for food just yet. I don't think it's had its first suckle of milk yet. David Atwood is, yes, it is really super, David, to see this little baby cheetah, and God bless this little cheetah family. Tanya Rasau, yeah, this little baby does look like it is safe and sound in its new family. It's got quite an interesting funky little hairdo going there. Ooh. Darkmane Lover, congratulations to this cheetah Tammy. Yeah, all the best for her new family. Yeah, how incredible. So Lucy has just sent a question. So yes, Lucy, these cubs were born today. These baby cheetah cubs, the first two were born at 5 a.m. this morning. Some of our viewers actually watched these cheetah being born. One was born an hour later, so at 6 o'clock, around 6 o'clock. And now we've just had this last baby cheetah that has literally just been born moments ago. Very special day, and really a privilege to be able to watch these cheetahs today, and a baby cheetah being born. So yeah, really happy to be here today. Thank you for all your questions and all your comments, folks. I will be joining you tomorrow, same time, same place, live at the waterhole. Dying to see how our cheetah family is tomorrow. You can also watch these cheetah live on Africam website too. Just want to say a big thank you from me and the rest of the Wild Earth team. Don't forget to tune into our sunset safari coming up next. We're going to watch these cheetah as we end off the show today, and yeah, lots of excitement, and have a lovely evening, folks, from me and the rest of the Wild Earth team.